Starting off for today, Brent continues working on the station house. However, if anyone knows how I can actually remove the tree that's sitting in the doorway, please let me know, because I have not been able to figure that one out. Ruka begins following the trail of blood and bandits, only to find that Stone is knocked unconscious. Not having any medkits, she immediately grabs him and brings him home. We still haven't quite figured out how to make a bed yet, though, so Ruka places Stone in one of the beds at the bar. Once recovered, Stone starts making regular trips to the bar to sell off some of the copper. That way we can keep the money flowing in. Realizing that he doesn't have nearly enough construction materials to finish the station house, Byrne makes his way towards Squin. Thankfully, though, he's able to cross the mountain without any incident or running into any bandits. Byrne makes it to Squin just before it starts getting dark. If he's wanting to do any shopping, he's got to be quick. Thankfully, he gets to the general store right before closing time and is able to do just a little bit of shopping. Like any good alcoholic, though, the next step is always the bar after work. And this is where Plank meets Fumin, our first medic. After recruiting Fumin, we then met Oren and invited him to our team as well. Everyone then goes outside so Byrne can unload some of the weight that he's been carrying. Now with his pack empty, Byrne goes back into the bar to try to gather some more food that he can bring back to the hub. The guards follow Byrne all night though, making it impossible for him to steal anything. Eventually though, morning comes around and Byrne finds his opportunity. Still unsatisfied though, Byrne approaches the barkeeper to try to buy any more food that he can. However, it seems the barkeeper is aware of what Byrne was up to last night and refuses to sell anything to him. Before leaving town though, they decide to make one last stop in the armor shop. Byrne spends all his money buying the armor. However, he quickly regrets it as he should have just left an IOU and taken it. Even so, though, he divvies the armor up to the rest of the group, and together they should be more prepared now to make the return journey home. With the group loaded with stolen property, though, Oren approaches the guards to do the talking. Thankfully, we're granted passage and the group begins the journey back towards the hub. Finally making it back to the hub, everyone starts dropping off their stuff into the storage. Oren begins training his melee skills while Fumin continues completing the research. Checking back in with Hex, looks like she's still being camped by this one guard who's been following her now for about 10 days. Byrne continues work on the station house all day and night before running out of construction materials, nearly finishing the structure. However, I still wish we could remove that tree in the front door. After a few more days of mining and buying construction materials, the station house is finally complete. Straight away, construction on the interior begins. Immediately realizing we're not going to have enough construction materials and iron plates, Plank immediately sets back out for Squin to try to gather some more. Immediately, Plank heads over to the traveler's shop so she can start buying some maps, as well as some sleeping bags so we can begin to heal our own people inside the house. After acquiring camping supplies, the next stop is the armor store. That way we can start to better equip our people. After getting fully supplied, the return journey home begins. Using the camping bags we acquired, Planks begins creating some sleeping bags for everyone to use. Construction on the interior of the station house continues for several days, with Planks making regular runs to the towns nearby to continue gathering building materials and iron plates. Fuman has also taken up the role as head researcher and heavily focuses on completing that while everyone else continues mining copper. Eventually, a squad of dust bandits roll through town. Luckily, though, they leave without any incident. Shortly afterwards, though, one of the bandits catches Voth off guard. Luckily, though, everyone notices and immediately springs into action to help. Unsurprisingly, once the others start trying to provide medical aid, the bandit turns to attack them as well. Plank, being our best fighter right now, jumps in and keeps the attention of the bandit. Burns' left arm becomes crippled, but he holds in and he tries to keep on fighting us for as long as he can. This bandit proves too powerful and we need to make a strategic retreat back over to the bar. The others will need to hold out until we can come back to provide medical aid. Just as we think we lost the bandit, he comes back around for round 2. After a long struggle, the bandit's defeated and we get the injured back inside the walls of the town. After providing medical aid to everybody, we begin going back to work. Eventually, we start construction on a Tier 3 research bench, continue pushing through the research trees. Noticing, though, that there's a bar just north of the town, Plank goes out to investigate. When approaching the bar, though, Plank notices that there's 2 hungry bandits off in the distance. Showing no mercy, Plank takes revenge for all the times the bandits attack the hub. Bandits are easily put down. Plank decides to bring the bandit back home and start tending to its wounds. The bandit, however, did not appreciate being taken and started to attack Orn and Fuman. However, the multiple days of training on the practice dummy proved effective. It didn't take long, though, before the bandit woke up again and started attacking. I guess you can't make friends by kidnapping them and forcing them into a bed. Collectively, though, we're still not a very strong fighting force, so this bandit gives us a pretty good run for our money. After an intense 4-on-1 fight, we finally managed to bring down the bandit. After the fight and everyone's healed, the bandit is returned back to her bed. That way we can challenge her once again later. After giving the bandit plenty of time to heal, Burn wakes her back up for round 3. Although she didn't last nearly as long this time as she did the previous times. Eventually, after a few more days, we finally completed our Tier 3 research bench, where we then started researching the imprisonment node. The expedited friendship node. After completing research on the friendship node, we then add some friendship boxes up to the top of the roof, as well as we put a bed downstairs. With Plank being our lead engineer, she started work on the cages. Planks doesn't rest and continues building the cages all night. By morning, we've got a couple of friendship boxes built. After work, Plank goes to grab our friend who's been sleeping in the shack for the last few days and introduces her to her new home. The local bandits must have found out about the friendship cages, though, and started attacking our miners. Managing to group up with our other allies, we decided to turn in and stand our ground. Fuman rushes over to try to provide medical aid to those who are falling. It's a hard-won fight, but we eventually come out victorious. We begin carrying the wounded back, dropping off our allies in beds, and then the bandits in our new friendship boxes. Ending things off for today, we made a lot of progress. We completed our Tier 3 research, we started building friendship cages, and collected a few friends. As well, we began to level up our combat skills. Find out what happens next in Part 9. Thank you for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe.